Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. My name is Rory MacLeod. I'm your host, and with me for this episode is my guest host, Sean Dicken. Say hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
And what are you drinking tonight?
It's a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic is a classic drink. Very, very good choice. I am drinking a Leinenkugel's, what is this called? Harvest Patch Shandy that my wife got for me. Decided to take a break from the Sam Adams that I was drinking, which is good, but, you know, variety is the spice of life. So Sean and I have known each other for a very long time, 40 years-ish, which is very exciting. So do you know anything about this movie, Sean?
I don't, other than there's a Catman in Paris, apparently.
Yes, as a let the cat out of the bag, the movie we're watching tonight is the Catman of Paris. Which we will be starting right now. Maybe. Here we go. And the Catman of Paris is live. Here we are.
Sorry. I'm not seeing it. How do I see it?
You need to join the stream.
Oh, there it is.
Well, technical difficulties, folks. Nothing to be alarmed about. You're not missing anything exciting. Literally just the credits.
What did Sherman Lowe go on to do next?
He actually wrote another movie called Valley of the Zombies, which ran concurrently with this one in theaters. Which I'm going to also do, I think, at some point. Because it's also bad. Don, the associate producer, gets the big orchestra swell.
Bonsoir, messieurs, bonsoir.
Look at these two prancing fairies.
We have a wonderful show
Capes.
tonight, a great success.
Ah, Monsieur Régnier, Monsieur Blanchard, welcome back to Paris.
It's good to be back, Guillaume.
I suppose you would like to have your former table near the stage, Monsieur.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, if it's not too much trouble.
Our former table? Why not our current table?
C'est impossible. Monsieur Régnier, Charles Régnier, t'es au sein?
That weird ass.
Jean Rene.
Everyone knows this guy.
He is fascinating, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, but we should both have realized that long ago. He's already betrothed.
Who is the
Yeah,
lucky
these are
girl?
bad French accents.
Marguerite
Which is
Duras.
weird, because I think some of these
Must
people in the
remember to
cast are
shut
actually
them
either they're
nearly
French or they have
got
French
through.
last names. Anyway, so about the movie, Catman of Paris is a 1946 American mystery and horror film. It stars a bunch of people you never heard of. Basically, the main character is Charles Renier, who eventually starts turning into a cat man, which we will see fairly soon.
Are we at the Moulin Rouge?
Sure. So I think now would be a good time for our first commercial, since we've got a dancing routine to get through. So why don't we do that? Cole's Canary Cannery. Boy, don't you just love a candied canary in the morning? You know, just to get the day started. The smell of cinnamon and the taste of canary flesh takes me back to the good old days. At Cole's Canary Cannery, we offer canaries candied in cinnamon, and that's all, just cinnamon. Do think of us, won't you, for all your candied canary needs. Cole's Canary Cannery, now with 3 locations in Greater and Lesser Nyack. Factory tours available daily. What do you think?
I'm down for some candied canaries. That was the inspiration for the beginning of the...
Ah, Charles Renier, Monsieur Cavaignac.
Yeah.
You know Monsieur Burchard?
Sorry.
Oui. What an auspicious time.
At least I was able to fill up that dance routine. That was the
You are a
important part.
hero. Delighted
I got lost in the scenery
Yes.
Flatter me, monsieur. Certainly not. That book of yours, Fraudulent Justice, it is superb, magnificent.
It will earn for him his nomination to the Academy of Literature.
Without a doubt. Unfortunately, the government doesn't look so kindly on the book.
Oh, nonsense.
It is the courage
Probably all that
to
Nazi
risk official
propaganda.
persecution that makes an author like you impossible.
What doesn't he look kindly upon?
Some book this guy
You
wrote.
join us, monsieur.
Probably a
Thank
trashy
you.
romance
But there
novel.
are charming ladies to whom I promised to introduce you. Will you honor us? I'll be delighted. I'll join you a little later. Très bien. Monsieur?
So,
Thank you,
Where
Higgins.
is Monsieur
Yeah.
Renier? You promised
so
to
there's like a
introduce
mix
him,
of
Maurice.
British accents and French
will be
accents in
here
this thing,
presently.
which is going to be confusing. But that's okay.
Très bien.
We brought these guys in from Budapest just for you.
Is your head hurting you again?
I do not like the
I'm a
sherry.
little tired, I'll be, that's all. I hope you're not worrying about the government's attitude towards your book. You know, governments are like women. They weep and they pout and threaten. But the more you scorn them, the more they respect you. It isn't that odd.
Shut up with your
What?
hate of
What
government.
is it isn't anything I can point out definitely.
I think I'm becoming a cat.
That's all.
If you excuse me, I'd like to leave.
Well, if you
Just
don't
a
feel like
furball.
staying, we both leave.
No, I wouldn't think of it.
I've got to
We'll
take a
stay and
righteous
enjoy
dump,
you here.
actually.
I feel like walking in the fresh air. It'll give me a chance to think out a number of things. Oh, please extend my apology to Monsieur Cavagnac.
Yeah, whatever. See ya. See ya, Charlie. Ugh,
Not the lady swoon.
I'd never get rid of that guy. Thank goodness he's got his beloved cape back on.
Nothing like a 4-foot top hat when you've got a headache.
Filled with lead.
There's the equivalent of the tinfoil hat.
Yes.
The lead top hat.
Very popular in the 1946. Black cat, you know what that means. 7 years of bad luck. Alright, is that a mirror? Okay. Remember that time I was at the North Pole? It was like in a buoy.
What's going
I
on?
don't know. Was the cat?
The cat projected
Was that-
the image of the moonlander in his head.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, that could. Nah, this is 46. They didn't have moonlanders. I wonder what that was. It looked like a buoy.
There's a buoy.
The cat was on the buoy, maybe?
De la Justice Archive.
Yes, it's totally French. I think the people who made this movie had a somewhat of a familiarity with French, and that's about it.
It seems you walk later than usual tonight.
Oui, oui. In the morning, I was
Oui,
taking
oui,
these
what's it
documents
to
to
ya,
the prefect
bub?
of police. It's been a tedious job, and I'm very tired. Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit, monsieur. Bonne nuit.
Yeah. By the way, your mom was excellent last night. Look at this. It's like Nosferatu. Was that me? Mon Dieu! Did the horse make that noise? What the hell? I think I'm in heat. Oh shit.
That guy shouldn't have been packing Friskies.
Gotta take his valise and run. Why is this guy so interested in a cat? Like he ran 2 blocks to see what was going on.
Police! Police!
I had
this replica of the murder scene built during the night, so you could get a clearer picture.
He had nothing better to do. He built this diorama.
Exactly where you see it. Only the portfolio which
Wait, is that the set they were just using?
We have reason to believe it contained important documents.
Oh, most important. They were the
Sounds like
documents in the
bullshit.
secret trial of Louis Chambray. Devereaux was killed
I had
by
my
someone
matte painter come in and
interested
create
those
this for
documents.
us.
You haven't taken
did that
into consideration
overnight,
one
okay.
important factor, Monsieur
Sure he did.
l'Inspecteur.
Which is?
That Devereaux was clawed to ribbons as if by a cat. Those are your own words, I believe.
Now, we'll find an explanation for
I was pretty drunk at the time.
But not the kind of explanation you anticipate. I feel there's something supernatural about this case.
My profound apologies, Monsieur le Préfet, but such superstitions went out with the money.
Monsieur le Poupou.
You may scoff. Cannot alter the that human beings have been known to take the forms of certain animals. For example,
Sure, why not?
werewolves and vultures.
Of course they
and
have.
cats. There have been cat
Vultures?
Instance of such are a matter of record.
Not record.
Spent too much time on the internet.
Same thing. Point
I
is,
wonder if that head back there
suppose
tilts
we
back
are
and there's a
dealing
button.
with a catman.
Like in
Yeah.
Batman where you could...
Will
Opens
find
the
no
fireplace,
man
yeah.
in this case.
Whom do you suspect?
Looks like Andrew Jackson.
Charles Renier,
Charles Renier, the author of that book,
Fraudulent Justice.
Nonsense.
No,
Utter nonsense.
that was behind the green door.
Interested in the secret documents.
For the very good reason that the secret trial of Louis Chambray forms the basis for his book.
I can't believe it.
Consider, Monsieur le Préfet.
I can't believe you. There's no mustache on your face.
Yeah, what kind of Frenchman is he?
Through contact with Devereaux, we could convict him of conspiracy against the government of France. That would mean confiscation of the book and a long term of imprisonment for Renier.
Sounds
For those
great.
reasons, I beg to order the man arrested.
No.
I beg of you.
We haven't the evidence to arrest him.
But we could make something up.
You may have him brought in for questioning.
Very good.
Aha!
But of course you know that he will deny having had any contact with Devereaux.
Certainly I deny it.
That guy has an American
It is
accent.
not the truth.
Monsieur Renier, the trial of Louis
We need to
Chambray
check
was
your
held in
fingernails.
the year 1871 in the strictest
We
secrecy.
need to fingerprint you, even though that hasn't been invented
Testimony
yet.
was immediately
Well,
sealed
wait a minute,
and locked in
46?
the
Maybe
archives
it
under
was.
court order. The secret files were not to be opened for 50
I don't know if this
years.
is set in
In other
modern
words, not
times,
until
though, because you haven't seen a whole lot of
1921.
cars and stuff.
I'll be long dead by then.
So will I. Now, monsieur, 25 years ahead of that date, you write a book and expose certain purported facts of such scandalous nature that public
And
reaction
expose
threatens
your
the
dick.
very government. How do you account
It's
for
very
it?
upsetting.
I repeat what I've already said. The entire concept
Right.
of fraudulent justice is a dream, a figment of my imagination, woven into a pattern with my professional skill. If it happens to be the truth, that is merely a coincidence. And if it weighs heavily on the conscience of the
You
government,
think he parted his hair with a
that is,
bandsaw?
unfortunate.
It's
for the
pretty
government.
serious there.
If that is all, gentlemen, I would like to leave now.
One moment, monsieur.
We have not done a full body cavity search. That is
Does
the
this ring look
diarrhea.
familiar to you?
I believe it's the neighborhood of the archives of the Ministry of Justice.
That's right. Devereaux, the librarian, was
Right,
murdered.
Very specific.
Right next to the Hall of
Last
Justice.
And a portfolio containing the secret documents from the trial of Chambray was stolen.
Oh, that's regrettable.
How did
How
you
was
know
he
about
killed?
that?
How was he killed? That's a very good question, monsieur. He was.
I
I
guess we
haven't
should.
told you that he killed.
and
I guess we should have found out how he was
By a
killed,
cat.
huh?
By a cat. Or let us say a cat man. Now, you, monsieur, have traveled to many strange places in the 2 years you have been away from France.
Lake Cleveland.
India, Tibet, Siam, and so forth.
I like how they
Seems
have that
only
little
logical that the
theater
men
stage.
of pure intellect should learn that
What do they do with that when they're not
certain strange rituals,
seeking cat people?
the black arts,
It's got little
some way
French
to
dancers on
control
it.
Maybe it's like a puppet theater.
of the supernatural.
In other words, you suspect me of turning myself into a cat merely to kill a harmless old man.
Well, let us say that you found some way to make it appear to have been done by a cat.
So I am suspected of murder.
We haven't accused you yet, monsieur.
Then
But
I'm
we're
free
about
go.
to.
Certainly.
Don't jump
but
the
under no
gun.
circumstances are you to leave Paris.
Thank you.
Can I leave the room at least?
One moment, please.
Can you help me with
I
my
just wanted
friend?
to find
You forgot your
Paris.
gloves.
Merci.
Monsieur, you're still wearing your evening clothes. Would you mind telling me where you
You
spent
mind
last
taking
night?
them off?
My dear Inspector, where I spent last night is entirely my own affair. Au revoir.
Damn.
Where?
Take that, Frenchie. Not Frenchie. He needs to work on his French accent.
Good morning, Charles.
Au revoir.
I just came from the prefecture of
Charles.
police.
His name's Charles.
Charles.
You heard about the murder of Devereaux, the librarian.
Yes, it was in the morning paper.
They accuse me of turning into a cat and murdering a man.
Well, it is Tuesday.
You? Well, the paper says something about some mysterious creature. A Catman.
I
This
am
guy also
supposed
has
to
an
be
American
Catman.
accent.
Why? I never heard anything so amusing in my life.
It isn't quite so amusing, Henri. Not under the circumstances.
Henri.
You see, as the
Okay.
inspector pointed out to me, I'm still wearing the clothes I had on last night. It is therefore evident that I did not come home at all. Or did I?
I must have turned into a cat. It's the only explanation.
Anything?
On the contrary, it means I haven't the least idea.
I also
where
reek of
spent the
catnip.
time between leaving the Restaurant du Bois last night.
I've got fancy
being
feast
picked up
all
by
over
the
my
police
front.
this morning.
Well, don't forget the long struggle you had with the fever in the tropics. You had a spell of amnesia then, you know.
You think it may have recurred?
Well, it's possible. Sometimes it does.
I mean, it's bullshit, but it's
But you can
possible.
know that. I wouldn't let it worry me.
But it does worry me.
I murdered 7 people in the tropics. Remember?
Could it be possible
No, he doesn't remember. He had amnesia.
that I've killed Devereaux
Perfect
by
alibi.
suffering the spell of amnesia?
Nonsense, of course not. I've just been
Amnesia's
adding
been
your
discredited.
royalties to your account. I hope you realize you're a very rich man, my boy.
I was much happier when I was a poor one.
Now, how can you say that, Charles?
Oh, don't misunderstand
It's
me,
in the
Henri.
script.
I'm not ungrateful for your patronage. If you had not given me the opportunity to travel and to ride when and what I pleased, I still would be starving at the Latin Quarter.
Oh, please, you owe me no thanks.
On the contrary, Henri, I owe everything to your help.
Well, in that case, zip. Don't you,
You know, your book, Fraudulent
Edit
Justice,
this.
is greater than all your other books combined. Not since Balzac.
Of course, they all suck,
Even
so
Victor
it's
Hugo
a low bar.
himself has an author gained such popularity. It is phenomenal.
Apparently those busts are real popular in Paris.
Yes, thank you.
Every
This
household
is
needs one.
special.
Here comes the booze. That's right.
There is no other in all France.
Is this
But
cognac?
I would
But be
assume
friendly
so.
warm. You will see. And like
Everyone get good and schnockered. And
Here's
one of
to a
us is
great
going to
offer.
turn into a cat.
And a superb book. May you both make a fortune out of it.
If it were only as simple as your wish. However, I stand to lose a fortune. Surely you're joking.
Why, of course he is.
On the contrary, I am very upset. If the police can prove that
Doesn't he
Charles
seem
gained legal
upset?
access to the records of their trial, they can confiscate every copy of the book. The scandal would ruin me.
And
Tell
I'd
me the
cry.
truth, Charles. We are all in this together.
He had no access to the information. I could vouch for that.
That's the truth, Monsieur Day. The book is pure
Well, how the hell
fiction.
does he know that?
Every word of it.
Then you must be psychic or illegal.
Just like
to the
this
devil.
movie.
Yeah.
You can rest assured if you hadn't...
It's an
been close to
hour-long
the truth,
movie, so
the
some of this
government
is
would
just
not be so
convenience.
concerned.
Don't take the government's attitude too seriously.
My daughter and I were talking about it this very morning. She is so enthusiastic
When we were
about
showering
your book that
together.
She would defy all of France in your defense, Charles.
I'd like to greet her. Where is she?
In her office.
That's like Walt Disney a
With
little
your
bit. this
permission, I'll
guy.
go in and see her.
Except then Walt Disney had
you
like a
can
Hitler
squabble over my
mustache.
royalties.
Another cognac?
No thanks.
No, yeah, Charles kind of looks like Walt Disney.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Monsieur Renier.
Oh, I'm so French.
Oh, so now it's Monsieur Renier. In your letters, you called me Charles.
You don't recognize
Or am
me
I the
without
kind
my
of man
hat.
to whom distance
My
lends
clothes on.
enchantment?
Not distance, Charles. To see you again is the enchantment.
She only recognizes him from
Things you have
behind.
become since we last saw each other.
And how beautiful you have become.
And he's checking it out.
What
Look
you
at
write
that.
in your books
Yeah.
is evidently true. Now, however, you're inventing fiction.
Not at all. Now I speak
Uh-huh.
the truth. My books are fiction.
Truth or fiction, I must admit it's nice to hear it from you. Come on over here and sit beside me.
Yeah. I'll stick my hand on your leg.
It's been such a long time, and we have so many things to talk about. I hardly know where to begin.
Like
What
the
do you
Russian
suggest I ask
Revolution.
you first?
I suggest you don't ask me anything right now. Instead, let me take you out to dinner tomorrow night.
But what about Marguerite Duval? Won't she object?
I don't think
Yeah, the
one's
old battle
fiancé
axe.
has a right to come between two friends. Especially a friend like you, who has always been so helpful to me in the past.
I wouldn't feel right about it, Charles. You
Yeah,
see,
whatever.
talking together here
Home wrecker.
or writing harmless letters is one thing. But dining together is quite another. Much as I'd adore it, I don't
Helping
think
her
we'd
along.
Well,
Have you
I
heard
guess
of what
that's
they
the
call
penalty
a
I
menage
must
a
pay
trois?
for being engaged to Marguerite.
You're the one making this awkward.
Damn, they just faded out on them.
It wasn't
Yeah,
important.
I did. This is my rendition of Hurt by Nine Inch Nails.
There's something on your mind this evening, dear.
What makes you say
I'm trying to
that?
figure out how to get that dress off of you.
Well, for one thing, this is the first time you and I have been alone since your return. And instead of talking to me like
Oh,
you
that's
used
the
to,
battle axe. She ain't
you hardly
bad.
said a word. What is it, dear? I'm waiting for an explanation, Charles.
Ooh.
I
I
don't
had to
want
wax my
grab
mustache,
much,
okay?
But I've been away for such a long time that I've had a chance to look at us more objectively.
Have you
Is
heard the
this
term
someone
hard
else?
up?
Is that it? Or have you decided you're not in love with me?
I'm not
She
sure
don't have a
either
French
one of
accent
us is
either.
really in love. You see, I have found out that I have to roam over the whole world to live with people. All kinds of people.
And I hate people.
Sometimes it's rough. Often
I prefer
dangerous.
cats. I don't know why.
I couldn't drag you around with me like that.
Of course you couldn't. Nor would I want to go. My place is here in Paris, and so is yours.
Not my place, Marguerite. I'd stagnate, wasting my life on teas and dinners and a round of stuffy parties.
You seem to forget that once you've been elected to the Academy of Literature,
I am just a
you'll
stereotype.
be an important personage. And if you went traipsing off again like you have been doing, well, what would people think?
I don't care what people think. I've my work to do.
Just
and my
care what
life
they
to
smell like.
Am I to understand my wishes
I like
are
to
of no
sniff them and
importance?
rub myself on them.
Of course they are important. But you and I are living on different planes. We have so little in common.
Why, I see.
I'm on the
Shall you
astral
delude yourself
plane.
if you think I will endure the humiliation of a broken engagement.
You couldn't refuse.
Oh, but I could. In fact, I do. After all, I am a Duval. That is
She's
important,
justifying the breakup.
Frank.
Yeah.
You know, my parents are giving this party an hour, aren't they? Shall we go inside?
I'll stay out here for a little while.
Why don't we suck up some free booze?
I have a terrible headache.
Huh, boy, this guy with his headaches. Not tonight, I've got a headache, uh-huh. I've heard that one before.
He's slipping away from me.
I could do something, but nah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay. And now for my next number, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. So, good opportunity as any to point out that the poster for this movie is quite interesting.
I must have a talk with you.
It looks like
It's about
Panthro
Charles.
from Thundercats trying to seduce some lady.
Thank you. Shall we sit?
It does. Is
I
that
know
the
you,
lady?
Charlotte.
Or is it the other
We're
lady?
very
That,
close to each other.
well,
And if
it
anything
looks
were
like
wrong with
this
me,
lady
you'd
here
know.
based on the hairdo.
Isn't that so?
And I think she's a blonde.
Perhaps I would.
Well, I can't
then
tell if she's
please
a
tell
blonde
me
hair
the
because it's
truth.
black and white, but
Well, you must be more explicit. I don't know
it
what
looks
you're
kind of
talking
like
about.
her more than the other
Charlotte
chick.
acted strangely this evening. He asked me to Releasing
Plus, I'm
from our
pretty sure she
engagement.
gets greased pretty soon here.
Just as well to do so for a while.
That is out of the question.
I didn't want
I just
to
like the
tell
cat
you
in
this,
the
but
background
since
of the
matters have
poster. It
taken
looks
such a
very
turn,
angry.
I think it's my duty to.
Someone
Your
just
Charles
stepped on his
has long
tail.
siege of tropical fever.
Is he ill?
More so than people imagine.
That was the big draw
I
to
tried
get
to help
people
him in
into the
every way,
theaters.
and you
That
must do the
cat's
same.
angry face.
Yes.
What do you suggest?
Angry cats were all the rage in
Sympathy
1946.
and understanding. If you're patient with him, I'm sure that everything will straighten out.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of straightening out. Look, there's the cat.
Oh.
The cat is like superimposed over these scenes, like it's not really there or something. Like when it showed up before, it was walking away from that. It was too big for that scene it was in. Like I don't know what's going on with it. Like they're doing some kind of perspective thing with it, like trying to make it seem supernatural, I guess. There he goes, back to the Arctic Circle. That darn buoy again. it's the same sequence each time. Meow. Screw you guys.
Must have been something that happened to him when he was in. Where was he?
Well, they didn't say anything about the Arctic Circle. They said he went to Tibet and he went to Cleveland, I think. No, they didn't. Well, he went to Tibet and somewhere else, but it's supposed to sound mysterious wherever he went, like Africa or something.
Stop here, please. Charles? Oh, Charles!
I think it might be time for another commercial here, I think. Yeah, so, Gammy's Gum and Goo. Does the daily grind of dentures get you down? Live a denture-free life with Gammy's Gum and Goo, featuring popular flavors such as sawdust, tuna sandwich, and wedding soup. Gum and Goo is perfect for the discriminating toothless traveler. Gammy's Gum and Goo, now available in the 55-gallon drum. Call 1-800-NO-TEETH for a special offer. Live true, live you, live goo.
I'm sorry if I said anything to hurt you, Charles.
I'll take 2 barrels.
I didn't mean to, really. It rather upset me the way I acted this evening.
Does this take place in the late 1800s or something?
It must be, because there's no cars and stuff. There's no electric
Why don't
lights,
you
really,
say
so yeah, it has to be.
Anything. Don't just sit there.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh. Yeah, I had a feeling she went along for this movie.
The shack strikes again.
Surprised they didn't take her collar. That's a pretty cool cat collar.
Oh my.
So gory. Here's Cap.
I think it's the Horseman. He's been nearby both murders.
Or it's Captain Top Hat here. Fancy feast.
Charles!
I've
How
broken
are
off
you?
my
Don't come
engagement.
Good evening, Marie.
I hardly expected you tonight of all nights.
Surprised?
Uh-huh.
I'm delighted. My father is gone to visit some friends, and the servants have the evening off. But, come on in.
And luckily, I'm in
I
heat.
thought the Dwights were giving a party in your honor tonight.
I attended, as was expected of me.
And Zena turned into a cat.
It was such a boring affair. The house was filled with the usual stuffed shirts.
Didn't Marguerite object to your leaving so early?
Marguerite?
Stuffed bras.
Object?
Not quite.
I know I should have, strenuously.
It's strange.
Maybe she should have.
I don't recall leaving the Duvals.
That hardly makes sense, Charles.
No, I suppose not.
Something is worrying
I think
me.
my amnesia's flared up again.
You seem an altogether different person.
Something is worrying me.
Maybe it's the black fur.
I was talking with Marguerite on the veranda. When she left and went into the house.
And I was checking her
All at
out.
once I had a feeling I had to get away from there. The next thing I
Which is totally normal in
found
their
myself here in
relationship.
front of your house.
And you recall nothing in between?
Nothing.
Well, I had to use the cat box.
Why, that's incredible.
Don't look so frightened, dear. I'm almost positive it isn't serious. Now run along and powder your nose. We still may be able to get
Almost
into the
right.
restaurant before for a
Despite the
midnight
people
snack.
accusing him of turning into a cat and his frequent memory lapses, everything's fine.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Régnier, Mademoiselle.
We aren't too late to be served, are we, Guillard?
We are closing, but for you, Monsieur, we can always make arrangements.
We'll open up 3 bottles of brandy. Sure, no problem.
Fire up the
Doesn't
stove.
look like they're closing. That place is full of people. Well, all right.
I still have a bottle
Bartender still
of
polishing up
Aubryon,
the glass
or
wine.
perhaps Chateau Lafitte, 1870.
Lafitte, by all
Yeah,
means.
sure. Just bust that out.
I will bring the wine.
Chateau Lafitte.
Pepe
great.
Le Pew, 1973.
How beautiful you are.
G-Men. Who are those guys?
How does it go? In thy soft lips, the blood-red wine of life still flowing. In thy fair eyes, the muted melody of sin.
Yeah, whatever.
Shel Silverstein.
Chelsea.
I've said it over and over again, almost every night.
Kind of pathologically, actually. I should see somebody about it.
This
Staring like a
is
baby.
wine. Not in all Paris could you find another bottle quite so fine. Oh, one must have genuine appreciation.
Boy, he's laid it on thick
Look
over
at
there.
the color.
Here, write that down.
Smell the bouquet. Taste it. Taste it.
Oh, he's taking a...
It's
All right.
magnificent.
Oh, now I am
It's the
satisfied.
cover of his book of erotic fan fiction.
You've changed, Charles.
I'm a little disturbed.
Yes, I've
Is it
grown
because
2
of
inches
those
taller.
lapses of memory?
How do you
Yeah,
know?
sure, that's it.
You told me so yourself, Charles, when you arrived at my house.
It was in the
You
newspaper,
said
Al.
you don't remember leaving the device.
Oh, yes, so I did.
I forgot I said
If
that.
I only knew why it happens the way it does.
I have such a short attention span, almost like a cat.
Why now? Just as I return to Paris.
It's merely that you have been working too hard. You're tired, that's all.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
What you need is a long rest and relaxation.
In
that
my
case,
bed.
Beginning tomorrow, I'm going to devote myself entirely to you.
Aren't you forgetting
I'll
something?
bet.
What?
Marguerite.
Yeah.
First you have to settle
I
things
don't
with
need to
her.
worry about her anymore.
I have settled with her. That affair's finished.
The cat's out of the bag, so to speak.
Voilà, Monsieur l'Inspecteur. You can see for yourself. Monsieur Régnier, he is not at home.
You haven't seen him this evening?
He's out whoring around.
What time was that?
About 7, maybe 8.
What time did he get in last night?
I believe he didn't come back last night. When he returned, he still had his dress suit on.
Yeah, we know about that.
He climbed
What
in
about
through
the
the
other one?
window.
Monsieur Borchardt?
Uh-huh.
He came in last night. I let him in myself. My feet are getting cold. I'm going to start to sneeze. Please go. Go.
What?
One more
What do I
thing.
ask
What's
you
that
so
on your
many
head?
questions for? What has Monsieur Régnier done to have the police so upset?
Tell me, have you noticed anything strange or unusual about Monsieur Régnier since his return to Paris?
Well,
You mean other than him turning into a cat? No.
I couldn't say for sure that I haven't.
Santé.
Merci. You see, I'm catching cold.
Come along, get your clothes on. We're taking you in to see if we can help your memory.
Uh-huh.
What are you thinking?
We'll see if waterboarding fixes
Thoughts
it.
of a man in love. With you.
Oh.
It's easy to see why you write so beautifully.
You mock me, but I'm serious, Marie.
Oh.
How can you be sure? There have been so many women in your life.
There have been many women.
Well, if you looked under the table, you'd know for sure.
But there's only one woman now.
I have a special feeling in my loins.
Bonsoir, Jules. Sit down, Jules. Have a glass of
Who's
wine.
this
I can't
frog?
stay. The editor is waiting for me.
Don't mind if I drink your margarita or whatever that is.
We had a little excitement at the prefecture tonight.
Yeah?
You know, you're very lucky.
Pigs got
working for
loose.
the press. Something is always happening. Would you take
Wine
my
and
job?
coffee, huh?
I sit for weeks and smear paint on a piece of canvas, and when I go to a gallery, the proprietor says my work is no good.
Merde.
Is it? No, it is awful. But I would like to have something for my trouble, though.
Stop talking. Let's hear what happened at the prefecture.
It's bad.
It has to be less boring than that.
The Catman has murdered another one.
A Catman?
Again?
That makes 2 in 2 nights.
Catman.
One was a beautiful girl, one high up in society.
The man must be Satan himself. Oh, he's a supernatural creature, if you ask me.
There's nothing supernatural about this. In fact, Monsieur Severin, the inspector, already knows the identity of the murderer.
I mean, it's totally normal for a house cat to kill people.
A bad one, that fellow.
He's no ordinary one. He's an important man, a famous writer.
Yeah?
He was to marry the girl real soon. Duval, you've heard him.
Looks like that guy over there, but
Charles, it can't be possible.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I thought those guys were spying on him, so it's kind of surprising that they didn't know.
His name is Renier.
Charles Renier?
Oui.
You mean that guy over there?
Charles Renier, the Catman.
You must get out of here.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Catman.
We forgot his nickname was the Catman.
Sounds like a jazz nickname,
We are
you know,
holding you
like
for the police, monsieur.
Sting or
I will
Scatman
advise
Crothers
you
or
to do
something.
that. We are 4 to 1. You cannot escape.
What if I turn to it?
You forget, I have the claw.
Cat-like powers. Ooh, shit, Brady's punching. Yeah, look at that. I got some stunts in this movie. Wow.
Go! Classic waiter goes down.
Whee! She's useless, per usual. Hit him with the bar. I've never seen the French fight so hard. Oh, I feel like I got punched by a house cat. Wow, he did a lot of work in that short period of time on that drawing. How come it's not in French? Le Journal, you think would be in French.
The top 3 headlines were about the Catman.
Yeah. Yeah, the French are actually pretty territorial about their language. Like, I don't think they would allow the English language paper. Maybe they have one, I don't know, but... Someone left an entire bowl of Friskies out here on the porch.
Good morning, Marie.
Good morning, Father.
Did you see my newspaper this morning?
No. No, I didn't.
I used
I
it to
can't
paper the
understand.
litter box. Why?
This is the first time in years I didn't get my paper.
Father,
Yes?
do you
I'm
mind
lying.
if I don't go with you to the office this morning? I think I should stay until Charles leaves.
I heard him pacing
I have
the
to
floor
read
of
the
his room
paper.
almost
I
the
mean-
entire night. Is something wrong, dear?
As I told you last night, he wasn't feeling very well, so I asked him to stay.
He's got cat scratch
you know
fever.
how he feels about the police banning his book?
Is he any more worried than I am?
No, but
That book will break me yet, you'll see. I'm a fool to have published it.
you've made quite a bit of money on
Well,
it.
yeah, we all told you that, but
Money isn't everything. Where's my reputation? Where's my peace of mind?
right in the
Where's my
toilet.
breakfast?
It's already on the table.
Also in the toilet.
I wanted to see what he was having for breakfast.
Probably something French. Probably French toast.
Oh, wait. He was staying there.
Yeah. He's very elusive, being a house cat. Let me see this. There's a sale at Penny's?
With fiendish savagery, the mysterious Catman last night struck down Marguerite Duval in a fiacre in which she was riding. By the time the driver could investigate, the man had disappeared. The only tangible clue so far obtained is a pair of the man's bloody dress
gloves.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Can't be possible.
Of course it can't, dear. It wasn't you,
He's
Charles.
the only man in Paris who wears
You
gloves.
must make yourself believe that.
Must be
I
true.
was, go-
Burning the paper will hide the evidence.
It must be
I was going to read the sports section.
I killed Marguerite. And I killed Devereaux too.
Charles, please.
This thing comes over me and then I don't know what I'm doing. I turn into a beast.
Well, a house cat.
You must listen to me. There is some other explanation. There has to be. You're worn out, and you're letting this thing unnerve you. You must take yourself in hand.
I did that last night. It didn't help.
I can see it in your eyes. You know the truth,
Take
but you don't
yourself
want me
in
to know
hand.
it.
I mean, that probably didn't mean the same thing in 1946 as it probably would mean now.
Mad.
Your filthy mind.
But I'm not a coward. Thank heaven.
But I'm French, so...
I'm not a coward.
I will turn myself.
Charles, what are you going to do?
Do? What is there to do but to go to the police and confess everything?
No, you mustn't.
Well, first,
You're
I need
not
to find a
guilty of
scratching
those horrible
post.
crimes. Won't you try to understand? If I thought you a murderer, would I have brought you here last night? Would I have offered to take care of you?
In spite of everything.
Would I have given you the full tour last night, if you know what I mean?
You really believe I'm innocent?
If I didn't, I'd be the first to urge you to give yourself up. Now, come on, dear. Let's go in and have breakfast.
I know I have no right to say I love you, Marie.
Your father ate it all.
But I do. And someday I hope I can prove to you how much.
Oh, time for friskies.
Police.
I guess they didn't have doorbells back then.
They've traced me here.
Wait. I tried to get rid of them.
It's no use. We might as well give up.
You can't.
Distract them with a
The
ball of
convicts
yarn.
have even
Oh,
though
wait,
you're innocent.
that's for you.
There's a doorbell.
Come in.
Oh,
It's the milkman.
Hello?
It's you, thank heaven.
We thought it was the police.
Come quickly, Charles. You must get out of here. I have a carriage waiting in the courtyard.
I can't go like this.
Never mind that. You must hurry. The police have been trailing me all morning. They may be here at any moment now.
All right, wait.
Making me very nervous.
He was just about to give himself
Yeah, I
up.
know.
Goodbye, dear.
Some friends these
I'll
guys
get in
are.
touch with you as soon as I can.
I'm going with you, Charles.
No, Marie.
I don't think you should.
I'm going. It'll only take one moment to get my things.
I'm going, and that's final. Isn't this a nice carriage ride?
Nice map painting.
They're riding through the map painting.
Oh, it's the police. Hot
There
on
they
their
are,
trail.
yeah.
There's
Yep,
more
that is
shots,
the cops,
guys.
I think.
Overtake 'em.
Here come the police.
Oh my god, the chase sequence. Okay.
Faster!
Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Yeah, they got the scrolling background like in the old
Oh, wow.
westerns.
It's an exciting chase scene. Look at that.
See when they do the close-ups of the wagons, there's like that scrolling background. Yes, look.
I should have brought a third horse.
Yeah, shoot the horse. Not that I'm advocating shooting horses. If you want to stop them. I feel like we're in for a long chase, so we might as well do our third commercial here. Dr. Billy Milquetoast Seahorse Surgery Center for Men. Who says a man can't nurse a baby in a bumpy flesh pouch? Not Dr. Milquetoast. No, he wouldn't dare. Not after the court order. Dr. Milquetoast Seahorse Surgery Center for Men serves men and boys interested in pretending to carry a baby to term. Now with 5 locations in Greater Pacoima, and one we can't tell you about. Get your pouch on with Dr. Milquetoast.
Man, I wish Milquetoast had a center near me.
You pretend to have a baby?
Yeah.
And now we're back to the peaceful wherever the hell this is.
I'll prepare rooms for you.
I regret the other servants are in Paris with Monsieur le Marquis.
Where are we now? Amsterdam?
I think they're in hiding in this very obvious giant manor house.
The Marquis de Bancourt. He very generously
Marquis
let me
de
use
Sade,
it
is
during
that
his
going to be a
absence.
problem?
At least you be safe here, Charles, until I can arrange to have you smuggled out of France.
Out of France, Monsieur Borchardt?
Why, yes, of course. If he falls into the hands of that bloodhound Severin, he'll have no chance of clearing himself at all.
His ass
I don't
is
want
grass.
to have to go through another night and morning like this has been.
He's already
Let's
admitted
get
to
some
the
air in
murder.
here.
Murders.
Well, to those people, not to the police. Goddamn wagon.
Monsieur.
What was he planning on
Police
doing with that
Inspector
wagon
Severin.
with no horse?
Monsieur, I've done no harm. I'm an honest
I know
man. I've
that.
done
It's
no harm.
perfectly all right. I do, please. It's all right. Please. All I want to know is are you going as far as Paris?
Oui, monsieur.
Will you take me there?
Clement, monsieur l'inspecteur.
That's fine.
Clement. You know, my family will be so paranoid I will not draw your pictures.
Continue the search for Renier. As soon as the carriage is prepared, you may communicate with me at the office of the
So
Prefet.
the wagon broke? When did the wagon break down? Did I miss something?
How did you happen to find us, Monsieur Borchardt?
When I returned home from Duval's, the police were waiting for me. Inspector Severin had picked up a tablecloth at the restaurant Du Bois. An artist has sketched a picture on it
Okay.
of you, Marie. I recognized it immediately. Of course, I refused to identify it. After the police had left, I packed our bags and waited for a chance to slip away and find out from you where Charles had gone. But the opportunity didn't come until this morning.
I did kill Marguerite, and I killed Devereaux.
No, Charles, no.
Why, of course
It was
you did.
great. I loved it.
Those were my gloves they found, weren't they?
What makes you say that?
Weren't they?
Well, just the monogram.
No. I know you're lying. There's no use getting away from the truth. Go away.
Stop lying to me, you bastard.
Or I might kill you too. You hear me? I might kill you too. I might kill.
I like how the accomplices
Sorry to
have
have to do
become
that,
the
Charles.
primary villains.
Hysterical.
The enablers.
On the verge of a collapse. I don't want you to be trapped by Severin's web of circumstantial evidence.
I'm the Catman. And nobody can convince me I'm not.
Cuckoo.
But you're not. Both Marie and I will
When
swear
the
to
black cat crosses my path, I become
Won't you please
Catman.
believe us, dear?
No, 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 Catman.
Charles, I want you to do me a favor.
Blow
Go
me.
upstairs, take a rest. If after you wake, you haven't changed your mind, I'll take you to Paris, let you go.
I'll shoot you.
That one night in Barbados, he was bitten by the radioactive cat.
Oh, really? That's,
Remember that?
You all right?
that explains everything.
Yes, for the present. Sit down, my dear.
Now call the cops.
Marie?
Telephones haven't been invented.
Damn it.
Charles
Just yell out the
tells me that
window.
you are here in love.
I am, at least. Whether or not Charles is, I'm not certain.
I'm certain.
He's just
It's
using me.
unfortunate for both of you.
Why unfortunate?
He's using me as a
He's
scratching
in a very
post.
serious condition. Much more serious than even he suspects.
What are you trying to tell me? Certainly not that Charles is the Catman after all.
I'm sorry, but the facts are irrefutable.
He is the Catman.
Those were his gloves?
Inspector Severin found them in the carriage. They were covered with blood.
And he licked them.
And monogrammed.
And he licked them. Mmm. That's blood. I know it anywhere.
And they smelled of cat urine.
How is it you told Charles he couldn't possibly be guilty? And now you're equally positive he is.
Well, I'm kind of a
I'll be frank
bastard.
with you, Marie. In fact, it's my duty to be.
He looks
I wanna
like
save you
Mel
both
Brooks.
A lot of unhappiness.
This guy.
If on the other hand,
He
I
does.
would tell him, it would ruin his career.
Career? What career could
What
he
career?
have wanted for 2 murders? No, Monsieur Borchardt. If Charles is guilty, he must give himself up to the police at once.
And rob the world of his incomparable genius?
But what about this
Well,
madness?
I'm sure it will pass. In the course of a few days, I can make
He's not
arrangements
going
to
to
get
make
him
it
across the
to
border
Père
into
Lachaise.
Spain. There'll be many places of refuge for him.
He can't run away from his conscience.
How does his conscience enter into it? He has no recollection of these
Yeah,
spells.
screw his conscience.
He's not aware of what he has done.
This publishing deal's worth more than those idiots.
Think of all the royalties.
I don't want to alarm you unnecessarily, Marie, but I think you ought to leave for Paris without delay. Every minute that you spend in this house, your life is in danger.
You may be right, but my intuition tells me differently.
But this is something outside his consciousness, over which he has no control, no willpower.
Nevertheless,
He's
I'm
a
going to
werecat.
stay to help him.
This manuscript was compiled by my grandfather in 1845,
Alright.
just 50 years ago. Permit me,
Isn't
monsieur,
it handy
to
that I
read
had
an
this?
excerpt from it, if you please.
so
Further
big
evidence
blank.
of the planetary influence of transmutation, especially that alteration of form and substance, in which men reportedly assume the features and characteristics of certain
Sounds very
animals,
scientific.
Oh, yes.
is established in the astronomical phenomenon of Jupiter in juxtaposition to the constellation Omnus Magnus. This phenomenon
Not a real
has occurred
constellation.
but 8 times in the history of the world, and in each case it was accompanied by the unaccountable appearance of a creature of human qualities which assumed the characteristics of a cat. My calculations indicate that the required phenomenon will occur 50 years hence. It would therefore
What calculations
be
were
interesting
these,
to
you
observe
think?
whether
Like,
at that time
algebra? Like, you think you
this
had like an
creature
algebraic
will again
equation or
manifest
something?
itself to
A
complete the
trigonometry.
cycle
Oh, yeah.
forming to the ninth
It's astronomy.
of a cat.
Yeah.
You see, Monsieur l'Inspecteur, 50 years hence, that means now,
So this
this
is
year.
the 9th time.
Yes.
The learned ancestor of Monsieur de Roche was quite correct.
Maybe the cat
in his
has.
That's
calculations.
Maybe the cat has 9 lives.
Calculations may be quite correct.
This is proof that
But
Charles did
astrological
it.
influences are entirely problematical.
One cannot deny history.
Problematical.
monsieur.
But this is not history, eh?
Legend, which is handed
This is
down
pure
through
bullcrap.
successive generations, becomes history.
Quite right, quite right indeed.
Many of the
Who is
great
this
events
guy?
of
Is he a
history were
detective?
marked by the reappearance of
Well,
the Catman.
this is the guy whose office they did that little
In
diorama
Rome,
in. I don't know
at the
what
time
his
of the
actual
massacre
job
of the
is.
Christian martyrs. 300 years later, when Christianity had been discarded by the emperor.
This guy's on the
Julian,
right is so bored.
he was
Look at him
known to
eye
have
rolling.
appeared in the Balkan countries.
He's like, shit.
He appeared in Alexandria at the time of the birth of Mohammed. In Cairo, during the Saracen conquest of Egypt.
He's gonna go every 50
Syria,
years. This is gonna
Persia.
take a while.
At the time of the Battle of Hastings,
And
he
then
was
in
variously
300 AD,
reported
he
in
did
several of the
this.
German principalities. His 8th appearance
And
was
500
in
years from now.
God.
when he murdered scores. Murders which were blamed on the Tsar.
The guy
and
on the left
Terrible.
looks very excited about this, though.
Monsieur,
He's like, yeah. Tell us more.
I have devoted my life to the task of verifying my grandfather's calculations. And I am convinced that
Oh,
now
so he's got
is
skin
the
in the game.
time when the
My
Catman
grandfather
will make his
proved it
last
took 3 licks to get to the
And
center
that
of
was
a
not
Tootsie
according
Roll
to 2
Pop.
nights ago.
It's all very impressive. But nevertheless, I still insist transmutation is a theory without foundation in science. As a matter of fact, I hope to have Charles
Is
Renier
it a
under arrest in a
theory?
very short time. Then you shall see.
I mean, technically it's
that
a
he is
theory,
no
I guess.
manifestation of the supernatural.
It's
but
a theory as
merely
long
a
as
very
somebody
ordinary
theorizes it,
criminal gone
right?
amok.
Come in.
Oh, it must be the pizza I ordered. Oh.
Communication, Monsieur.
Oh, this is really washed out. Look at that.
It is the pizza he
Yeah,
ordered.
maybe. It could be for all we can tell.
Must leave at once.
It's 15 minutes late.
I ordered pepperoni and breadsticks.
Is Charles still asleep?
Yes, but he's restless. That's how
taking
those
a cat
spells of
nap.
Amnesia always start.
Don't you think we ought to awaken him?
No, heaven forbid, he might go
Missed
berserk.
opportunities.
Oh!
Oh, good
You
lord.
see, there's nothing to be frightened about.
There he is.
To be so nervous.
We both seem to be a little unnerved.
You're very, very silly.
You're not leaving, are you?
I must, my dear. I'm going to the village to make arrangements for
I
Charles.
can't stand
to
you
cross the
anymore,
border.
actually.
But the police.
I don't think I'll have any trouble avoiding him in the darkness. Now, don't be alarmed. I'll be back shortly.
Henri.
Where's he going? Italy?
Yeah.
Henri, I'm going back
He's
to
making
Paris
for the
after all.
Pyrenees. Toot
I
sweet.
thought everything over since our discussion this afternoon, and I think it would be best for all concerned to do so.
I thought you'd change your mind when you learned the truth about Charles.
Oh, but I haven't changed my mind about Charles. The only reason for my
He's
going
still an
back
asshole.
to Paris is that I want to do everything in my power to clear him of suspicion. In that case, it might not even be necessary to smuggle him out of France.
Perhaps you're right. When I'm in the village, I'll see
But
if I
my
can arrange for a
mustache
journey
thinks
for
differently.
tomorrow.
Must you go there tonight?
Yes, the police will be continuing their search. I wouldn't dare be seen out in broad daylight.
Oh, I wouldn't dare. Oh.
The servant's room is in the far wing of the house. You may not need this, but in case anything happens, you'll
What
be
is...
able to
Oh,
defend
gun.
yourself.
I found the smallest gun ever made.
Good night.
It's all yours. What the hell is that thing, a Derringer? It's tiny.
Is there anything else you require, mademoiselle?
No, thank you.
Yeah, can you give me a bigger gun? This thing's bullshit.
Do we really need to see her put out all the
Yep,
candles?
each one. There we go. And then she stumbles across the room in the darkness. Do I hear a cat purring in here? She's gonna jump him right now. Nope. Alright. He's gonna have to take himself in hand again. That is a pretty fancy house dress.
It's just her PJs.
Yeah. Is that the kind you wear around the house?
Indeed.
So I thought I would try something here, since in honor of it being a cat-themed film, I thought I would try to sing a line from the musical Cats. And I'm not a big musical guy, but I'm familiar with the song Memory. But I will not do the entire song. So you ready?
I am ready.
Memory, all alone in the moonlight. There you go.
Good job.
Thank you. Again, we're filling time because nothing's happening.
Oh, he's up.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Here we go. Back to the Arctic Circle. Alright, lightning. Oh, there's lightning.
Are they going to explain the Arctic Circle?
And the cat. Where's the cat? Come on, cue the... Yeah, there we go. No, they haven't explained anything.
Nothing says cat like a buoy.
In the Arctic Circle and lightning. Is that you, Charles?
Take the wrong time to start grooming my hair.
Charles is going to have the biggest furball when he gets up. It's easier to find him in the dark. Oh.
Oh, God.
No, it can't be.
Stop it, Charles. Stop it!
She's got her gun. Yeah. The heater. You know, bullets can't stop a Catman. Of course, you can't hit the broadside of a barn either. At least you still got the top hat on. kind of like Blackula. You ever seen that one?
He does. I think he doesn't have the prowess of the cat.
No, clearly. Or the speed. See, he doesn't turn into an actual, like a house cat, but they keep showing a house cat, which I don't get.
No, Charles.
That's clearly a different actor. Like, don't you think? Oh!
Does look a little bigger.
Oh, she got him with that one.
Oh, finally.
Oh, no.
Six shots.
Different gun.
Oh.
See.
So it was her aim that was bad.
That's a Catman.
Oh, this
He's
isn't
the
Charles.
Catman
You were
after all.
wrong.
That's not the same actor.
He's still alive.
Take him inside.
Oui, monsieur.
We'll finish him off. Ah, this gun really sucks.
Mademoiselle has only fainted.
Help her into the chateau.
You mean?
Help her into the chateau.
You mean the house, Monsieur? With his Brooklyn accent.
Don't light all those. She just spent an hour putting them out.
It's like, God damn it. Look at her. I just put all these out. What? What is she screaming for? Oh,
That's peculiar.
Yep, those are bullets. I mean, he has seen bullets before, right?
We arrived in the nick of time.
What was that lady
mademoiselle.
screaming for?
Allow
Because
me
the
to
lady
introduce
passed
myself.
out?
I'm the prefet de police. It's l'inspecteur Severin.
Mademoiselle.
Oh, now we know he's the something of police. All right.
You need have no further fear of
Wait a
him.
minute.
The Prefectil.
Is this the same guy who was reading out of that book?
Yes. No.
No?
I killed him.
I thought the guy reading out of the book had kind of crazy looking
Yes,
hair.
Charles, is it?
Yes, mademoiselle.
I don't know.
It is Monsieur Renier.
But with the features of a cat.
However, it's quite impossible for you to have shot
He
him,
looked like Blackula.
since the gun you fired was loaded with blanks.
Blank?
Oh. Whoops. Well, that would explain it.
Charles.
Oh.
He's got a
Snap.
smoking jacket on.
Marie, what is it, darling?
It was the other dude the whole time.
He's got
What
his
is all
Hugh
this?
Hefner robe on.
I guess I owe you an apology, Monsieur Renier. I was convinced you were the Catman. But as he's lying over there, I obviously am mistaken.
Wait a minute, what?
It's his buddy.
What? Wait a minute, what? I thought he was the Catman too. How is he not the Catman? Oh, maybe that house cat that was wandering around turned into this guy.
I am the Catman,
Cuckoo. What the hell?
I've known him. And I never suspected.
I exerted a psychic power over you. I was able to convey to your mind the information contained in your book. Fraudulent justice.
Then it wasn't fiction after all?
No.
Ha ha ha.
I was present at the trial.
In the form of a cat.
Then it was you who killed Devereaux and Marguerite Duval.
No, a buffalo. What do you
Yes.
think?
But why?
One was the menace to Charles' career. The other to his happiness. Death has been denied. Until I fulfilled the cycle of my destiny. This
Yeah,
is
sure.
my last
Oh, what happened?
reincarnation.
His makeup is getting more severe as he croaks.
Wow.
Oh, there he goes.
Ninth life.
Wait, so he was reincarnated just to protect this author to write a
Yeah,
book?
but that guy's older than the author guy. Like, he's not reincarnated.
I
He, like,
always knew
possessed
in my
him or
heart
something,
it
maybe?
couldn't have been
I don't
you,
know.
darling.
I don't know what happened.
You're not meant to know.
Dun, dun. The end. Question mark. They should always put a question mark so they can do a sequel. Don't you think?
Yes. This is when the theater crew comes to push you out of the theater.
Exactly.
You're like, wait, what happened?
No, you have to go. We gotta put on the next one. So that was the Catman of Paris. What'd you think?
It was something.
It was filmed. So one more thing I forgot to mention about the movie. So this came out about 6 months after the Werewolf of London. And so the conjecture, and it's pretty obvious here, that it was made in kind of a response to as a result of the popularity of the Werewolf of London. So, so anyway, so there is
which is a much better movie.
Yes. However, not available to us. So this is what we've got. So, all right, I want to thank my guest host Sean Dicken for joining me for this episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. And we will see you next time. Until then, keep things interesting.